What's going on? It's your man, Dr. Will, and you know the deal. Let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. Even if you're watching the replay, let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. I'm here on the beautiful island of St. Martin on this beautiful Tuesday. So wherever you are in the world, let me know what city, what state, what country. Today I want to talk to you about how to build a successful coaching business. If that is something that you're interested in, I'm just going to share with you a couple of things that have worked for me. This is not the only way to build a successful coaching business, but this is what has worked for me. And so take the nuggets that you can take what you can take from it. If it helps you, all right. If it doesn't help you, discard it. But this is what I've done to help me build a successful coaching practice over the last several years. And first, let me say, having a coaching business is not something that I started out pursuing or anything like that. So if you're like me and coaching has come along later on in your journey and you're thinking about it, this is what has happened for me. Initially, I only focused on public speaking as a leadership and personal development speaker. That's where my main focus was. I didn't even have an idea about doing group coaching, doing one-on-one coaching or anything like that. My focus was just on speaking. And I say that to say this. For me, I was invited into coaching. And what do I mean by I was invited into coaching? When people would hear me speak, they would come and talk to me after I would speak, and they would begin to ask me if I had a coaching program or if I would be willing to coach them. And initially, I didn't do it. I was a little bit intimidated about doing it. I had some weird thoughts about coaching, so I didn't think that was something that I wanted to do. But the more people started to ask me, and then when I started to hire my own personal coaches, I realized what a benefit coaching was. And not until I figured out and thought that I could help someone did I enter into coaching. But I was initially invited because so many people started asking me if this was a service I provided. So that may be where you are. People are now starting to see that you have a degree of success in some other things that you're doing, and they are in between asking you to mentor them or coach them. So that's what happened for me, and that's how I got into it. Now, I want you guys to focus on a word here: building. Building. If you're going to have anything successful, guys, you need to know that it's a process. It's a process to having anything successful. It just doesn't happen overnight. So if you are coaching or thinking about getting into coaching, I want you to have the mindset that you're going to be building. You're going to be building something. And if you're building something, it's a process. So what I want to do is share with you 3 things that has helped me build a successful coaching business. Number 1 was I identified the problem I solved. I identified the problem I solved. And so in essence, how do you think you can help people? What results have you gotten? What results have you gotten? For me, a lot of my coaching deals with mind transformation. So I had to have that result for myself. So coming from where I came from, disadvantaged, underadvantaged neighborhood, single mother, all the trappings of that. I had to do some mental work to help me get to the place that I am now. And so the majority of my clients, that's what we work on, mental work, how to go from A to Z and what needs to happen in between. So in your coaching practice, you want to kind of figure out what is going to be your specialty. What do you specialize in? So if someone asked you, what are the results that you could produce? There's a Bible scripture. Jesus said, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." So if someone's getting coached by you, then there should be a result that they can expect. So he said, "Follow me and I'll make you fishers of men." So those that hire you, those that want to work with you, where are you leading them? Where are you taking them? What result can you produce for them? That's number one. So identify what problem can you solve? The next thing you want to do is decide, who do you want to work with? Who do you want to work with? What type of clients do you want to work with? What type of people do you want to work with? There's 7.8 billion people in the world, and I'm sure that you don't want to work with all of them. So kind of get an idea. And when I talk about who do you want to work with, I'm not talking about an avatar, women between the ages of 30 and 40. I'm more so talking about what has been successful for me is looking for a particular mindset. I don't look for a particular avatar. I look for a particular mindset. Does the person have the mindset, right? Or are they willing to develop the mindset that I'm willing to work with? So you want to ask yourself, what type of people do you want to work with? They can be 8 to 80, right? It doesn't have to be a particular age group or a particular sex. To me, it's more important the mindset. That's what's more important to me, that an individual has the right mindset. So they can be 13 years old, they can be 25 years old. I have a client that's 88 years old. It doesn't matter to me as long as they have the mindset. And for me, that mindset is you're willing to take personal responsibility for your results. You're willing to do the work. You're willing to have a positive outlook. You don't have a woe is me attitude, right? You don't want to just talk on the phone to blame people, to point the fingers at people and things like that. If that's your mindset, I don't want to work with you. So number one, what problem do you solve? Number two, who do you want to work with? And then number three, find opportunities and find ways to serve before they hire you. What are ways, if you want to be a coach, if you want to help people, what are ways that you can help them before they even hire you? What are ways that you can serve? I show up on Facebook almost every day with something positive. That's my way of serving before people even hire me. And then people see how I serve and they say, well, if this is what I'm getting from his Facebook Lives, we could probably go deeper if I hired him. So what are ways that you can serve your ideal clients before they even hire you? Look for opportunities to serve. Look for opportunities to be a blessing, to be a benefit. If I see an article that I think can help somebody, support somebody, I'll share that article with them. If I go read somebody's post and I kind of see what they're doing, I'll share some information with them that I think can push the needle forward, right? And I think if you do these three foundational things, right, guys, there's some more, but I think if you start off with these three additional initial ideas, right? What problem do I solve? Who do I want to work with? And how can I serve initially before they even hire you? You won't have a problem finding people to serve and finding people to hire you, right? Now there's a lot of different ways you can find these people to build your coaching practice and your coaching business. There's a lot of services out there that will tell you they can get leads for you and things like that. That's not how I built my business. I don't do Facebook ads or anything like that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Facebook ads. It's just not my preference. Not saying that I won't do it, but that's not what I did. I'm just sharing with you what I did. The bulk of my business and the clients that I work with mostly come from referrals. The individuals that I'm helping now, people in their lives start seeing the result that they have, right? And so I work with a lot of athletes. I work with a lot of CEOs. I work with a lot of C-suite individuals. And when they start getting results, their colleagues ask them, they can start seeing, man, you're looking happier, or you look like you have a different perspective on life. And then they share with that individual what I've helped them to accomplish. And then they reach out to me, and then they want to work with me. So that's how I built out, my coaching business. And I do fairly well. This is my coaching calendar here. And so you can see it's pretty full. I coach on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And pretty much all the slots for coaching are filled. I think I have 5 coaching slots that are not full, right? That are not filled. So my schedule stays pretty busy with coaching. Now, one other question people always ask me: how did you select your pricing, or how did you set your pricing? And I always tell people this: my pricing is always set predicated on 2 things. My quality of living, how I want to live, and then the quality of service that I want to offer. And what do I mean by the quality of service that I want to offer? When I'm with my clients, I want them to have my full attention. I don't want to have to be worrying about anything else. I want to be dialed in 100% to them. So what that means is I charge a price that allows me to give that individual for that time my full attention. So whatever that means for you, that's how you set your pricing. So for me, I set my pricing according to the quality of life I want to live, and then how I want to serve my clients, how I want to give them full attention. And so when they make their investment in coaching with me, they have my full attention, because that's what they invested for, to get my full attention. So I'm not worried about anything else. I don't have to rush with them. We can take our time, because they've invested at a price where I don't have to be on to the next one, right? They didn't invest $20 and I'm like, I got to get the next $20. They've invested at a price where they can get my full attention. So I just throw that in there. Maybe it helps you guys. So think about that. If you're in coaching or thinking about building a coaching practice, these are 3 initial things that I've done that have helped me out. Identify what problem you solve, identify who you want to work with, and serve before they even hire you. How can you serve the people that you want to connect with the most? So I hope this helps you out, guys. Go out there and have a fantastic Tuesday, and I'll talk to you guys later.